Good evening. Hi, Crystal.
How are you?
I am good, and welcome to Candidly Krystal. This is our weekly entertainment and lifestyle show. We are on a new night, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. So we got a new night, new show, new month, and tonight no different. We are so excited to be here and introduce you to some entertaining and amazingly talented guests.
Yeah, they do it all. I mean, it's just awesome to see what's happening in our community, and that we're able to bring such unique and different people to the show to share what's been going on. But before we get there, I feel like I want to know what's going on with you.
I know we got a lot to catch up on. We got a lot to chat about. Well, as we know, new month means Black History Month. So, of course, here on Candidly Krystal, that's exactly what we're doing. We are celebrating Black History Month. We also need to figure out this wind down word, Crystal. What are we going to do so we can hear this sound?
Our favorite sound on the face of the earth? Yes. I will do anything to hear that sound. I want all the words. I don't know. I mean, it could be so many things. It could be love. We have the love month. It can be history, since it's Black History Month. I mean, so many different words would be great for the wind down word this week. What do you think?
Oh man, you're right. There are so many good words we could do. I like love. I actually think that's a really good one, and that can easily be thrown in anywhere. So no matter where you're watching, Facebook, Twitch, or on YouTube, make sure you put in the comment section what you think our wind down word of the night should be. When we announce it, that's when we can officially hear that sound and start getting our drinks on.
Yes,
it's all look forward to. So if you have a suggestion, make sure you enter it. But what?
Let us know. I was going to say that, we're on our different night. It feels different. Even though we've done Wednesdays before, I was like, wait, tonight's not show night. What are we doing? It's so crazy. But here we are on our new night, and there's so much happening tonight, and it's special because it's the first episode of February and our first episode celebrating Black History Month here on Candidly Krystal. And we've decided to highlight an amazing organization here in Southern Arizona. It's Blax Friday. If you haven't heard of Blax Friday, you need to write it down. It's BLAX with an X Friday. And it's your one-stop shop when you are looking for Black-owned businesses right here in Arizona, Tucson, Phoenix, wherever in Arizona, or as I like to call it, it's like a Black people's phone book that everybody can use. I'm like, yes, just dial them up.
Worldwide access. I'm glad we have access to that. I'm all for that. Yeah.
So tonight, Akil, KP, and Cruz, who are all from Blax Friday, are going to join us to talk about the organization and just what they've been doing here in our community.
I look forward to that. We're going to have some good convo tonight. I can already tell it's going to be a lot of fun, but we need to figure out that wind down word. So enter it in the comment section, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And I want to make sure that I thank everybody who is watching the rebroadcast or the replay of the show, no matter where it's at. Thank you so much for supporting us. Make sure if you're watching us, you subscribe, you like, you follow. We love the support, and it's honestly what motivates us to put together a stellar show every single week. So thank you again for watching the rebroadcast. Now chime in with those wind down words so we can start getting our drink on.
We're getting a little parched. We need a little bit of help.
We're in the desert.
Yes, hello. We don't want to just dry out over here. Help us out. See, look I'm trying to... And I love it. Need to switch to my mug.
I know. Bring my water instead. So you had a crazy weekend. You had a fun weekend, but it was a little bit of a crazy weekend. What happened?
So my son got cast in a commercial in California, which is really exciting. So they flew us out there, and it was a toothpaste commercial, I can tell you that. So he had to brush his teeth all day. So he was not very excited about that. But I will let everyone know when it airs, because everybody's been asking me, when can I see it? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how this works. So once they send it to me, we'll share it with you right here on Candidly Krystal. You will see it. And so we get up to go to the airport when it's time to leave. And, I was kind of dragging my feet. We're going a little slow. And so we go downstairs. But before we left, I was like, oh, we should make some in-room coffee because it's free. So we go to make this coffee, and it's like the slowest coffee maker you've ever seen in your life. I'm like, oh my gosh, please hurry, I need my coffee. So it finally gets done brewing, and I gave my son Canyon the decaf one because he really wanted coffee. Great, hold your coffee. Cool. We go down to the front. We stayed at DoubleTree. My husband wanted cookies. He's like, bring me some cookies. Okay, great. I'm running out of time. I got to get my rental car back. We got to catch our flight. It's like 10:05. Our flight leaves at 11. So I was like, can I get some cookies, please? Okay, yeah, make it 2 dozen, right? As we're standing there, she's putting these cookies in as slow as she possibly can. Nobody's in a hurry in Fresno. Like, nobody's in a hurry. So we're standing there. She finally hands the cookies. Right when she hands it, Canyon goes, boosh, drops coffee, and it explodes everywhere on the ground. And I was like normally I'd be like, yeah, let me clean it up. It's my son that did it. I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't have time. I have to catch a flight. I have to leave you here with this mess and run out the door with these cookies. Like, I felt like the worst human being. So I'm driving to the rental car place, and I'm like, I didn't get gas. Well, it's still on full. Maybe they won't notice. So I just pull in and I throw the keys to the attendant, and we're hoofing it, and we get inside and we go through security. We do everything. And we're like, oh, we get almost to the gate. They don't serve beverages on flights anymore. There's no beverage service. So if you don't get a water before you get on the plane, everyone get water before you get on the plane. There's no beverage service. So I was like, we have to get water. We can't be on this flight. What if we get parched? So I'm scrambling, trying to buy some waters at the newsstand. And I run up, we get to the gate. I'm looking for our boarding passes and our IDs. Can't find them. I was like, oh my God.
But you have your cookies. No boarding pass, but you got those damn
water. Priorities. So I'm like, I must have left it somewhere. So I'm running. I had to go down a flight of stairs, down an escalator, and I'm looking everywhere. I go back to the newsstand, and there it is. Like my son's passport card and my travel ID, legit.
Oh no.
Legit IDs. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I grab it. So I was like, thank you for keeping me safe. And I get it. And I'm running in my mask, right? In my mask, I'm running and I'm huffing it. And I told Canyon, do not get on the plane. No matter what, do not get on the plane without me. So he's sitting there. He's the only one at the terminal. And so I run up and I'm like, we get in the line. We're the last people on the plane. And I'm in the jetway, hyperventilating. My mask is sucked to my face. I'm trying to breathe. And I was like, that was so dramatic. And he was just like, yeah.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah. I just do all of this. And he's just like, whatever, Mom. So I almost had 3 heart attacks that morning, but we made it back on the flight.
I'm legit thinking of all the good deeds people did for you and thinking you handed them each a cookie. And by the time you got home, you had half a dozen cookies.
Wasn't even worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well. Yeah. No.
Oh my gosh. And isn't it strange traveling in the COVID era? Isn't it just, I am one of those people who's crazy that when I get on the plane, I have my Lysol wipes. I'm cleaning my table off. I've got my hand sanitizer. My kids have to wear their masks because we want to travel again soon. And I think we are going to be soon. But I'm like, if I have to take extra precautions just so I can travel, I will be that crazy woman who's like, do you want a Lysol wipe? I have extra. Do you want one? I can give you one.
They give them to you. They give them to you when you get on the plane. They give you a wipe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How are you going to give me a wipe, but you're not going to give me water?
I was real surprised. I was like, dang. I'm like, now is the time to be a flight attendant. It's like, everybody, buckle up. This is how it goes. This is how you undo it. The gas mask comes down, you do this, and I'm going to have a seat and do nothing else for the rest of the flight.
Don't you dare ask me for a damn thing. Welcome to Arizona.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it was. I'm like, I have it pretty great right now. I must say. So yeah. Now, are you saying that you're the person that Lysoled everything like pre-COVID? Were you ahead of the game already doing this?
Okay. We cleaned stuff before, but now we're like way worse because, okay, so everybody knows my husband works for the airlines, which Southwest Airlines still serves drinks, everybody. So if you still want your water on a Southwest flight,
I want drink.
I know we need our wine down word. We haven't even chimed in. But so I have traveled quite a bit because of my husband. We definitely see some nasty things. And I'm also those people who are on a flight where I have 3 kids. I know people hate, like people see me walking down the aisle and are like, oh God, please do not sit right next to me. Lady, you're and your kids. And my girls have been traveling since they were 3 months old. So they are like pros. They know to be quiet, not kick anybody's seats, and leave it cleaner than you found it. You are going to pick up all of the trash under your seat when we're done, because guess what? Daddy works for this airline and we're just those kind of people. So clean up, kids. You know what I mean? So awesome. For us, we are the Lysol down a little bit, because if this pandemic has shown us anything, it's people are disgusting. Yeah, that's a great word, Francine, on Facebook. Travel, wind down word.
It's so true that people, the pandemic has highlighted the disgustingness of people, because I remember somebody posted when there was no more hand soap in the aisle. And like it was all out. And she's like, what were y'all doing before the pandemic?
Seriously.
Why are you just now buying hand soap? I'm like, that's a good question.
I like that word, Tess. Tess on Facebook thinks clean is a good wind down word. So we got wind down, we got clean and travel. No, it really does. Like, how all of a sudden are we out of soap and hand sanitizer? Like, how dirty are you guys?
What were y'all doing before? Seriously. This is a problem. It is disturbing on many, many levels.
Oh my gosh. Well, we actually have a lot to jump into tonight. So if you're just tuning in to Candidly Krystal, hi, welcome to the show. It is the first show of February, also our first Wednesday show, and it's Black History Month. So tonight we are going to be highlighting some members of the Blax Friday team. We are so excited to join them. They're going to be here with us in probably the next about 10-15 minutes. So before we do that, let's get into all this juicy gossip. Can you join us in the Kiki Corner?
Let's have a Kiki.
Yeah.
I want to have a Kiki. Lock the door tight. Let's have a Kiki. I'm going to let you have it. Let's have a Kiki. I want to have a Kiki. Turn. Let's have a Kiki. We're going to turn and turn.
Okay, so I say we pick one. We got a couple suggestions. Wind down word, travel. We got clean. I love this. Toilet paper madness. Why don't we either select one of those two or do like you said, love. Love is a good one. I like love.
I like clean.
Okay, clean is good.
I like clean. Yes. And I'm going to put it in all caps so that people remember that cleanliness is to godliness.
Yeah.
So you ready?
To Tess, picking our wind down words. So here's the deal. The next time you hear us say the word clean, starting now, you're going to hear this. And that means we cheers and we drink. So let's get clean. How about that? Mm-hmm. Thank you, Tess, on Facebook for that suggestion.
I'm clean out my liver. Yeah, I like a lot.
Or clog it more. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate.
So this week has been sort of crazy for entertainment news. We had the country world sort of rocked today by one of country's biggest stars, Morgan Wallen, who was videotaped saying a racial slur. Now, his label has dropped him because of this. I know, some crazy stories. So we have all this drama that just happened today.
I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah, the video showed up on TMZ and it's everywhere right now. People are talking about how like he pretty much just you just stopped your own success, my friend. So
Oof.
the other big story is actor and singer Evan Rachel Wood, which we all know her from Westworld. Well, that's where I know her from.
Wait,
That's
I
where
didn't know she was a singer. How did I not know this? I know her
Yeah,
from Westworld.
I think she does like folk kind of music, but I could be wrong.
That does sound familiar. Okay, I could see that. All right, as
Yeah.
Dolores. So I
need
Dolores
to finish
from
Westworld.
You do. You do.
I haven't even had a chance to finish, but I need to finish. So anyway, she actually came out, spoke publicly about being a survivor of sexual and physical violence. And she said she was actually abused by who you see there, her ex-boyfriend, musician Marilyn Manson. She actually released a statement on Instagram talking about this and naming him, saying, quote, "The name of my abuser is Brian Warner, also known to the world as Marilyn Manson. He started grooming me when I was a teenager and horrifically abused me for years. I was brainwashed and manipulated into submission. I am done living in fear of retaliation, slander, or blackmail. I am here to expose this dangerous man and call out the many industries that have enabled him before he ruins any more lives. I stand with the many victims who will no longer be silent." Definitely rocked the music world. I think I was most surprised that he released a statement after this. And he released his statement on Instagram saying, "Obviously, my art and my life have long been magnets for controversy." Because you didn't do that to yourself. Okay. Anyway, sorry. No, I shouldn't give my own opinion. But these recent claims about me are horrible distortions of reality. My intimate relationships have always been entirely consensual with like-minded partners, regardless of how and why others are now choosing to misrepresent the past. That is the truth. So he actually talked about in an interview, I want to say in 2012-ish, maybe it was a little further back, about sort of how he does abuse Evan Rachel Wood. And so people are bringing that to light. And
it's all bad.
It is bad.
It's all
really
bad. And it's, it's tough enough going through something like that, let alone celebrity and having everybody like know about it. Like I can't even imagine. And I was telling you the other day, like I secretly hoped that Marilyn Manson was this tough, really crazy looking guy on the outside, but inside secretly had a heart of gold. That was always my hope for him. Like, oh, this is just the persona he puts out there. And that's his armor against the world for like the soft-hearted person he really is. So it kind of sucks to find out, no, he really is awful inside too. So it's just like, darn. And it's terrible that that Evan Rachel Wood is going through this and having to bring this to light and make this statement. I mean, she was nominated for Golden Globe in 2017. She's the voice of Queen Iduna in Frozen 2. She's been acting as soon as she could speak. So, I mean, it's really brave of her to come out, and I'm glad that she did.
Well, I think something worth mentioning is when they started dating, she was 19 and he was 38.
What?
Yeah, I know. Age ain't nothing but a number, right? Aaliyah sang it loud and proud. At the same time, R. Kelly was taking advantage of her. But let's be honest, 19 and 38?
That's, yeah.
I mean, there has to be, I think a lot of what she says, just even looking at that holds some weight, but I don't know, maybe there's plenty of people out there who are happy with that age gap. What is that? Almost 20 years? Almost 20-year age gap? I always think about this, not to creep anybody out, but I always think about it like this. Like when I find out someone dated, for example, 38 and 19, it's like, you were 18 when she was born.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay with you? No, exactly.
You're right, Tess. He does not make us feel clean. Nope.
At all.
And someone else who we lost recently, Dustin Diamond, he rose to fame playing Screech in 1990's Saved by the Bell. He died Monday after a recent cancer diagnosis. He was 44. This was him back in the day on the TV show. he shared the news of his cancer last month. At the time, his manager said the situation was pretty serious. And he's had his share of public ups and downs. And in 2009, he released Behind the Bell, which created controversy with less than flattering tales about his co-stars. He also had Legal Hustle, serving 3 months in jail for stabbing a man in a bar fight in Wisconsin. And when Saved by the Bell was rebooted by Peacock, all of the stars were asked to return except for Diamond, which is sad that we have
sorry,
lost
like
him.
I'm sure people could see me laughing and when they're like, really, Krystal, what an insensitive jerk you are to laugh. But let's be honest, to say that you were shanked by Screech, like,
That's rough. That's a rough day.
I shouldn't laugh.
Yeah. Police report. Yeah. You're terrible. You are terrible.
Okay, I am sorry.
Right,
I'm
hey,
sorry.
hey,
Moving on.
Clean it up. Clean it up, Pino.
I'm too tired. Okay, moving on. So, if you've been watching The Voice, then you're very familiar with them bringing somebody on that kind of like coaches each contestant. And I'm really excited about this. Brandy is set to join The Voice for season 20. She is going to be a battle advisor. So I guess it's not a coach, it's an advisor. She's going to be, at least this is what we're hearing, our inside source, that she's going to be joining Team Legend in the show's battle rounds. This premieres next month. Now, I know my mom, who's watching, loves The Voice. I mean, she literally calls me, texts me when it's happening. Like,
do you watch
did you
it?
see this contestant? I watch it off and on. I don't watch it as consistently as I have. Like, I used to watch American Idol all the time. Loved American Idol.
Idled out. See, I can't watch any of these shows because I have PTSD from when I did American Idol.
And you know the inside scoop, Krystal.
I do, and it's not pretty. And I just was like, I went through so many like physical ailments being on the show because of the amount of stress and then afterwards I was a columnist for the paper where I commented on Idol every week in the paper. So I had to watch like subsequent seasons, and then I was just idled out and just The Voice out, everything out. I couldn't do it anymore. Now people are like, watching. I'm like, nope. I do not. I could get behind some Masked Singer. That's fun, like the costumes, but I have PTSD from that stuff. But I'm glad Brandy's in it.
Yeah,
she'll be great.
Good combo.
Yeah, for sure. Well, this one is pretty great because the Society of Composers and Lyricists will give the Spirit of Collaboration Award to 6-time Grammy-winning and Oscar-nominated composer Terrence Blanchard and Academy Award-winning writer, director, and producer Spike Lee this year. The pair have partnered on 15 films and 3 TV, including Jungle Fever, Malcolm X, and last year's Black Klansman. The SCL Awards will be held virtually on March 2nd. There's the two together. Spike Lee on the left, Terrence Blanchard on the right. And I was reading up about their relationship, and Terrence had written a composition that somehow made it into the hands of Spike Lee. And Spike Lee was like, I really like this, man. Do you have any more like this? And then the next thing Terrence knew, he was doing the score for Jungle Fever. And it was just boom, there you go. Like he was just up and coming, like trying to do his thing. And then immediately with Spike Lee, and they've had this wonderful relationship for all these years, making all of these memorable movies. So
I love hearing all these little bits and pieces. It made me think of when Van Halen passed away, Eddie Van Halen, how they talked about he wrote the beginning to Beat It. And it was
like, yeah, here you go, man. And it's just like epic.
One of the most iconic riffs of all time was A Favor.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, I love hearing bits and pieces from behind the scenes because it's stuff that us regular folks don't usually get to hear about. Like, right? We would think he was commissioned thousands of dollars for that. Okay, Francine, keeping it clean on Facebook.
I know, because that song has gone on to make so much money. But there you go. And wasn't the solo like he just like like winged it. Like it was just like, just came out. And it's like, here you go.
Perfection.
Wow.
Literally perfection in that entire riff. Like just amazing. So
But when you're at that stage in your game, like, of course it's going to come out like that. I have a friend, he's a studio engineer, and actually this is a friend of a friend. His friend was recording Whitney Houston, had the opportunity to record her. And so he says that she came in and she like, they played the track and she started singing to like test the mic, or so he thought. And so he's like doing levels and getting things. He's like, all right. Like she sang the whole song and he's like, all right, you want to give it a go? You want to record one? She's like, I sing it once. It's your job to capture it. Walked out. I was like, okay, that's some next level stuff. Next level stuff. I have a session.
That's when you see the meme that says you had one job.
One job. You missed it. That's on you. But I mean, I think maybe I'm going to try that this Friday. Just walk in and be like, that was all you get. And I'm gone. Yeah.
Did you not capture that? Rewind time because I'm gone.
I don't think it'll work the same way for me that it did for Whitney, but hey, one can dream.
Oh, I love it. Well, we had some amazing stories inside the Kiki Corner. And if you ever want to join us and give your take on all this gossip, we would love for you to join us. So send us an email, candidlykrystal@gmail.com. If you're like, hey, you know what? I want to join you guys inside the Kiki Corner. Reach out to us and we're going to put you on the next Kiki Corner.
Yes.
We live for it.
Let's have a Kiki. I want to have a Kiki. Lock the door tight. Let's have a Kiki. I'm gonna let you have it. Let's have a Kiki. I want to have a Kiki. Turn. Let's have a Kiki. We're gonna
Good time. I feel like I should throw this in that from here on out, we'll just keep it clean.
Yes. Oh, super clean. Mm-hmm. All right. So it's time to welcome our first guest to the show. They are all a part of the team at Blax Friday. Please welcome. We have Cruz, KP, and Akil. Hey, hey.
Let's do some switching up, some moving around a little bit.
Yes.
There we go. Hi, guys.
Perfect.
Hello.
Welcome.
What's going on? How are y'all doing?
We are good. We are
We're
so
good.
happy to have you guys here joining us today. Our first Wednesday show.
Yes.
So welcome to Candidly Krystal. Let's jump right in and start talking about it. You guys are obviously a part of the Blax Friday team. You've seen an increase in popularity in the last year. So Akil, this first question is going to come to you. Tell us about all of that momentum and what it's been like coming into 2020 riding on it.
Yeah, I think obviously we know last year was a very interesting and pivotal year with, the George Floyd and really just all of the protests and just bringing more awareness to, these kind of socioeconomic and racial issues. And, I think that this initiative's coming forward is really just to help these Black-owned businesses that were being impacted, by COVID. So I think in 2021, the numbers show that businesses are being really positively impacted. More people in the Black community that are business owners are using the application and using the website to add their businesses. And then the community around is actually using the website and the application to find Black-owned businesses to support. So I feel like since we started, which was just in June, I believe, it really hasn't stopped. It's just always continued to increase.
Wow.
Love that.
That's fantastic. I'm so glad that it's going so well. And I am proud to be one of the Black-owned businesses that is on BlaxFriday.com. And it's really clear that the three of you wear many hats. You do many different things. One by one, can you tell us exactly what you do for the Black Friday enterprise? KP, let's start with you.
Well, we kind of have a flat infrastructure within Black Friday. So we kind of don't necessarily have particular roles in which we fill, except for people like Akil when he has the hard skill of typing, doing what he does with computers and web development and stuff like that, web design. But most of us just kind of trade in throughout things that we do, you know, because we're all creatives. We all have our own businesses. We have things that we can do. So there isn't anything in particular that one of us does, and we don't have any particular roles except for Ashley, who's our project lead and who really takes on a lot of this and really holds us up in a lot of ways.
Nice. Nice. And Cruz, do you want to add some things that you do?
KP said it. It's
Okay.
kind of like the team is kind of like if one person falls out, next person fill in. Like we just bring what we have to offer to the team, and we fill in spots and we make magic happen.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
Well, I manage the website, and KP is the one who basically started the way that we have this Blax Friday is because he started the hashtag Blax Friday, and then Cruz, he's a photographer, so he takes a lot of the pictures that you're going to see on the website and things like that. So, like you said, it's flat. We all kind of just fill in where we can, and we really just used our network to find opportunities to promote Black businesses and to promote Blax Friday as an initiative overall.
I love that. It's a collaborative effort. I think that's so cool that you guys all work together with the same goal in mind, the same focus in mind, and it's really to elevate other Black business owners. So if we have someone who's watching who is a Black entrepreneur and they're thinking, man, I want my business on Blax Friday, how can they do that, Akil? How can they bring their business so that they can be highlighted among the other entrepreneurs?
Right. So if you go to blaxfriday.com, that's BLAX Friday.com, there's an add a listing button on there. And so it's not super complex. You just have to put your name, your email, just some details about your business. And then once we review it and then obviously confirm that you are a Black owned business, then you'll be added to the site. And so, it may seem like a small thing. There's all of these other directories that are out there. There's, Google My Business, there's Yelp. But really, when it comes to building up web collateral, or what I call digital collateral, you want to have as many digital touch points that you can add on to. And honestly, I think that we've just seen really good results with some of these Black owned businesses who may have already had a following or they were already in business. But once they've been exposed to the application and kind of to the initiative, they've had lots of success.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I remember when I first saw it on Instagram, I'm like, ooh, what is this? This is amazing. How do I sign up? And I couldn't sign up fast enough because I was so excited about what you guys were doing. And it was so needed, especially at that moment and just overall in our community, so that people really understand who the business owners are, the faces behind the business. And when you're buying from somebody, especially when it's a small business owner, like that's a person. It's not a corporation. Like it is a person that you are interacting with. So I feel like it's been a long time coming for Black business owners to get the recognition that they deserve. So why is it important to keep the conversation going long past the Black Matter movement and 2021?
I didn't hear you. Did you cut out? I'm sorry.
So she asked, why is it important to keep this conversation going about elevating Black businesses long past the Black Lives Matter movement and past 2021?
It's important for two reasons for me. It's just the aspect, kind of what Krystal said, is showing the face of the business. It's like we go to these structures, we purchase goods from Walmart. No diss to Walmart. I love Walmart. Shout out Walmart. No diss. Don't sue me that.
We love Walmart.
Yeah, like Walmart, and we don't see a face. But like when we purchase like a clothing brand, and we see a face behind it, we know our money is going towards something. So it's important for us to keep this going for that. To keep letting people know, like, step in front of your business, get it out there. We're strong. We're gonna stand. You have support. Because the second part we're getting to is support. We haven't seen a lot of this. Like, it's a lot of young Black entrepreneurs. It's a lot of young kids now that when I was a little younger, I seen football, basketball, kind of, the business suit guy was always a white man with the hair. It wasn't typically what we see now. And now, president was Black, governors, first ladies, amazing figures. And like seeing that now, we need to keep this going. Like, this is why this is so big right now.
No, I think it's totally true. Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. And I think what a lot of people fail to realize is in order for these small businesses to continue to thrive and continue to do really well, it does take a community. right? It's not going to thrive on its own. It takes a community saying, hey, you need this work done. Perfect. I got somebody I can set you up with.
Yes.
And that to me is what I look at Blax Friday like, because when the first time I was turned on to the website, I went on, I was like, oh my gosh, there is something for everything. Like, yes, I am going to pull this one aside. I am going to pull this one aside. Literally, I found everything I needed at the website, and it was so easy. Again, that website, blaxfriday.com, BLAX Friday.com. Speaking of all these hustles and everybody has something going on, you three really hustle. When we were talking about this show and bringing you guys on, you guys all have something that you contribute to Blax Friday, but it's also what you do on your own. So let's talk to you first, Cruz. You are actually behind the lens with Cruz Photos. Tell us a little bit more about that. I know we were talking inside the waiting room about you're actually taking some acting classes to get a little bit of an eye in front of the camera, behind the camera. Let's talk about what you do.
I love photos. My big thing was colors and creating memory and capturing memories. I like remembering the past. So I always wanted to figure out like how I can do that for people, how I can offer that service, how, you know, I can bring my creativity in that world. And photos was it for me. I picked up a camera. I love the technical aspect of it. I love the creation part. I loved everything about it. So it became my passion. I'm a vet now. When I picked up a camera, I was in the military, I was active duty, and I picked up the cameras as a hobby, and now I served my time, got out, and now it's my full-time passion, my full-time job, and I love doing it every day. And people love my work. So like that's always a positive too. Like if you love doing something and people love it too, it's
There's
amazing.
nothing better than that. That's so great. I had somebody asking me about like drone camera work today. Do you do that?
Yes, drone.
Because
drone,
I gave them your information. I was like,
Yes.
I don't know anything about that, but maybe Cruz can help you. And I totally gave him your info. So hopefully he hits you up. So that's Blax Friday right there. This networking. That's exactly what it's about. That's awesome. And KP.
Yes.
Now, KP Madman. Now, what is up? What is up with this? What is the Madman KP? What does that mean?
Yeah. So, I mean, besides just like, I feel chaotic a lot of the times. You know what I mean? In my ideas, I'm chaotic. Try not to bound myself with a lot of different boundaries and doing things. But then I run a design thinking based marketing firm. So if you flip that, it's mad. Marketing and design, or if you know what I mean, somebody like if something were to happen to KP Madman, I could flip it into something completely different. So it's just more so making it interchangeable, but then also it sounds kind of cool at the same time. So
It is cool. That's smart. Like my business is my name, so that I can do whatever I want.
I mean, nobody else,
music,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just
easy to pivot.
Exactly. Yeah, it's an original. I tried to switch it up. It was a shout out to Leslie Williams. You know, she was a leadership coach who really walked me through an exercise in how to come up with a theme on what it is that I do. So I really got to shout her out with that.
Nice.
You got a shout out on Facebook. They said, proud of you, Cruz.
There you
That's
go,
really cool,
Cruz.
B.
Getting all the love.
So
And,
we're actually going to welcome you on the show later, Cruz, because you're going to talk about your neighborhood meal sharing app, What's Cooking. But something that I was immediately drawn to is you also have your hand in the music world.
Wait, I thought it was KP that does the neighborhood.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. So KP, you do the neighborhood meal sharing app, and you also have your hand in the music world with an internet radio station. Tell us a little bit about that, because that is so easily accessible in 2021.
Yeah, well, in regard to which one are you talking about? The internet radio station or What's Cooking?
Yeah, let's talk about internet because we're going to talk about What's Cooking when you come on later this month. Let's talk about that internet radio station.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so internet radio station is spins.com, soon SOON, spins. I created it because there's a lack thereof, I feel like, in the community. I used to be up at KXCI 91.3, but separated from, and I just also wanted to be independent and do it within the collective of artists within the community. Just like Black Friday almost, you know? It's like we're just trying to find avenues. We create avenues in which we want to express ourselves, and Student Spins is just those. I started that with my partner in that. His name is Money Dula. So we put that together, and yeah, it's been going great so far. We are both producers. He's going to be a DJ. We have DJ producers and all type of singers in the community. So we just really create a space for artists from the major industries that are abusive artists on the normal.
Yeah, I love
That's
that.
fantastic. Yeah.
And Akil, when we were talking about you, Krystal was like blown away at all these different things.
I was
that
so
you
excited.
have going.
I was like, wait, Pinnacle Marketing, but it also says its name for Ashe Capoeira. What is happening? I was very excited. So tell us about everything you do. Start with Pinnacle and then end with Capoeira.
Right. Yeah. So, I'm building a digital marketing agency. I got into that because I was already working in marketing. And then I was thinking that I always knew that I wanted to be a business owner. And so when I originally started consulting, it was more about trying to help small businesses access the knowledge of larger marketing agencies, because sometimes their pricing structure is not doable for small businesses. So that's kind of how I got into it. But, now I primarily work with healthcare and nonprofit organizations. And then, health and fitness has always been something that I've loved to do. My father put me in martial arts when I was like 5 or 6 years old. And I did it all the way through, up until high school, until it wasn't cool. And then I found it again as an adult. And so, yeah, so I always, we had a kind of like a martial arts school at our church growing up that my dad started. And so I always knew that at some point I was going to open up a gym or a martial arts academy. And so, yeah, so I opened up a gym. It's called Studio Ashe. It's on Broadway and Country Club. And we've been here since 2013, but I've been teaching here in Tucson for about 10 years.
Wow. How has it been during the pandemic? Obviously, I'm sure it's been a struggle. That's probably a silly question, but how have you had to find yourself reinventing or being creative?
Yeah, I took it as a challenge. I did. The main thing is that I never stopped. I was determined to, like, as soon as that roadblock was there, I just immediately tried to figure out how to pivot. And I was trying to do everything, trying to stream live to YouTube, streaming live to Facebook and all of these kinds of things. And eventually, actually, one of the things that I feel like I've learned from a business standpoint is the importance of one-on-one, closer personal relationships, as opposed to this idea of just trying to really build a big audience. So, obviously in March, we had to shut down. We were forced by the city to shut down. We went to online. I think initially I probably lost about 60% of my student base. But we just stay consistent. We've been blessed to have a good community of people who can continue to support. On the marketing side, I found that, I was actually more busy because people were realizing the importance of having an online presence. So, yep. It was kind of like a balance. And so we closed down, we opened back up, then we had another lockdown. So we closed down again. So I think I've had to close down probably about 4 times since March. But right now we're back open. As I mentioned before, right now the kids are coming back because the parents definitely want to find something for their kids to do. Our
Get out of the house. Yes.
That's basically, I really feel for a lot of the parents that have young kids right now. But, I'm super fortunate to have a place for the kids to come here, because like they're getting it rough.
Yeah.
You would think that some of these kids were happy that they wouldn't have to go to school. But I want to say almost every single kid that I've talked to has expressed how much they hate this virtual thing and how they just want to be back at school. Some of the same kids who used to come in here and complain about having to go to school are now wishing that they had it. So I'm super thankful that we have a place that provides an outlet for these kids. And then, of course, we have our our adults. Some of them are still very wary about coming back. But we have, we've got a 4,000 square foot facility. So I have it blocked off to where basically people have about a 12 by 15 foot space.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's big.
I have sanitation stations and we leave
That's
the door.
bigger than the room I'm in right now.
We can.
That's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah. So I try to keep it really safe for people to feel like that they can come and still get a workout without having to worry about catching COVID.
That's really important because, like,
It is.
I mean, I know we were kind of joking about it, how parents are like, take my kids, Akil, like, I'm so done. And then when it comes to themselves, they're like, ooh, I'm not really ready to be that close to people. But
Mhm.
in an environment like yours, you make it safe. Like, that is plenty of room for me to get my workout on, make my weird
Yep.
faces, grunt like
Yep.
I need to, and not
Yep.
worry about my particles being on anybody else,
Right.
That's a pretty picture. It's a pretty picture, Pino. I love it.
Is it clean?
It's
We needed one. We needed one.
Mm-hmm. Christine,
Cheers.
very impressive young men. Congrats to you all. If you don't know Christine Everett, that's my mom. Yay, mom.
Thanks, Christine. Thanks, Mom.
And Stickin' Cuz, that's a friend of
Oh,
yours.
look
Cruz,
it.
that's real clean.
Thank you.
That's hydrated tonight. Mm-hmm.
Yes, you are.
And then-
Indeed.
Lone Sav says that he applied to Blax Friday and y'all better approve him.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Okay.
Well, we like to have a good time on the show, and thank you guys so much for coming on and sharing about Blax Friday and about your individual businesses. But we want to get to the questions that are really important. Okay, so here we go. We want to make sure we have some fun with you before you leave. So we came up with some fun questions. We're dying to hear your answers. First question, and everybody has to answer. If you could meet anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why? Cruz, you start.
Will Smith, and because of his quote in Pursue a Happiness about he asked the guy how he got his job. So I would like ask him the same question. He's a very intelligent man.
Ah,
intelligent.
that's a good
Nice
one.
job, Cruz. Nice job. Akil, what about you?
God, that's a hard question.
It's
I would
hard.
probably say Malcolm X.
It's a good one. And why?
Well, because I believe that he was a very powerful person. I really love his story. I feel like I resonate with his philosophy, and I like that part of his life where he transitioned from he was always growing all the way up until the time that he was assassinated. So I just feel like he's a really good representation of, the rose that grew from the concrete, but then he was also able to just influence people so much, so I'd want to be able to soak up that energy, and be able to try to tap into that kind of energy and power.
Exactly. I love it. KP.
Man, that is a question. Honestly, I want to give it to y'all for thinking of this. That's a really tough one. And I kind of came up with 3 different ones. I would either want to Fela Kuti, the night like Afrobeat king, you know what I mean? Just as a musician, like I think that would be insane. Him, James Baldwin, or Gil Scott-Heron. James Baldwin with the words, Scott Heron with the music, and wisdom, and just the resistance. You know what I mean? They all had resistance in their respective mediums, and so like to learn from any of them. And any tiny day, that would be just, a blessing, honestly.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't even think about musicians. Here I am, a musician, didn't even think about it. Pino, what about you? Who would you pick?
If I could meet anybody dead or alive, ooh, man, that's tough. I would want it to be somebody that could give me a little insights. Like, can you help me out in these trying times?
Yeah, can it be somebody from the future so like we know how to like invest our money?
I know. Can I meet Marty McFly? Can he tell me how to travel time and fix that 2016 election? I'd like, that's what I want to figure out. That's tough. That's a good one. I actually think it would be, man, you know what? I actually would love to sit and like maybe do a little extracurricular activities, which are now legal in Arizona with Bob Marley. Just shoot the shit.
Oh.
Like, let's have a vibe right now. Let's talk about everything, right?
Yeah, I'm sure he could drop
I need some
knowledge
relief,
on you.
Bob.
Yes. All the relief. Oh, Pino.
What about
This is why I
you,
love
Miss Stark? What about
Well, I
you?
was going back and forth when everybody was saying things. Like at first, I was thinking Martin Luther King because of how much he was able to accomplish, peacefully and moved the needle so far. And I feel like we're kind of stagnant right now. Like I'd be like, please, like come and help us get through this next section. We need you. But then KP was talking about missions, and I was like, oh. I would like to meet Donna Summer because I travel the country to Donna Summer tribute show, and I have all the hair and all the things. I've read her biographies and stuff, and we're so similar. I would really love to meet her in person and be able to tell her how much I love her and appreciate her. So that'd be nice.
Yeah, I love how fun all of our answers were.
They were. Okay, next question. If you could have your own intro song precede you into every room you walk into, the boardroom, the restaurant, the house, what would it be? What's the song that you want? Bum, every time you walk into the room, what would it be? And as soon as you have one in your hand, because I want to give you a little bit of time to think
that
about
is
it.
a tough one. Okay, I want to go first. Okay, good. Me too. I have one too. I only say this because I love this song so much. But early in the morning from Gap Band, I would literally love for that to play every time right before they got a little bit of cat. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it has nothing to do with what I have going on, but it makes me feel good when I hear it. I get that stank face when I hear it. I'm like, early. Yes. So that would be mine.
I love it. AP, yours.
Since I want to meet Fela Kuti, either Gil Fela Kuti, it'd either be War Get No Enemy, or it'd be We All Lost Troy by Gil Scott Heron. So those are their two.
There you go.
Yeah,
Keeping it consistent.
Yeah, it's like a 10 song, and then the Almost Lost Troy is very morbid, but it sounds very good. It's an amazing song.
Nice. Well, Emilio knows what Cruz is going to say, so I want to know what you're going to say, Cruz, since Emilio Parks already knows. What are you going to say?
It's not Lil Uzi. It's not Lil Uzi. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that on live. Right, that's the
I love it.
Ray Charles, man. I love the movie Ray, and I sing it walking through the house now. So like, my daughter hearing me. I love it.
What Ray Charles song? Can't just say all of them.
Georgia.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's my thing. Yeah, I love that song.
And I don't know if there will ever be a better version of America the Beautiful than Ray Charles' version of America. That to me, literally, I will cry every time I hear it.
It's great.
So good.
It's great.
So
Look at Akil's really thinking here. I see you. The wheels turning. No idea.
No, I mean it's not. I don't know. I'm like listening to Benny the Butcher right now, so it's like Burden of Proof. No, I mean it would have to be. I don't know.
Everybody knows it. They hear it and they're like, "Oh, here comes Akil." What's that song?
Yeah.
What is that song? Where they're like,
every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
There we go.
There you go.
That would be a good walking into the room song.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Okay, no minus.
What is
Zapp and Roger, More Bounce to the Ounce. More bounce.
That's a good one.
Every time I hear that, I'm
You
like,
got the beginning. Yeah, no, that's a good one.
Into the mall. Oh, Crystal Stark
That's
is
a
here.
good one. Sean Paul, Get Busy from Lone.
Lone has all the comments. We love it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on our show. We hope you've had fun with us and answered our silly questions. We really, really appreciate you taking time. And we appreciate getting to know more about Blax Friday and getting to know more about your individual businesses as well, and putting faces to names and putting it all together is wonderful. Like I said, I already recommended Cruz. Today, I'm sure I'll be recommending Akil with Ashe Caipuera and Pinnacle Marketing. It's just awesome. I love it, love it, love it all. Thank you guys so much.
Speaking of, KP said, for anybody that's like, hey, where did KP go? He's DJing at 8 o'clock.
You gotta go DJ.
So he had to jump off and jump into his next hustle. So KP, thank you for joining us. I think this was great. I think this was the perfect way for us to kick off Black History Month. I love what you guys are doing. And I think if we can help here at Candidly Krystal with anything, just let us know.
Let us know.
Let us know how we can help not only you guys and what you guys do and what Ashley does, but also what Blax Friday does, because that's what this show is about. This show is about helping our community and making sure everybody thrives through this pandemic and past this pandemic. We want to make sure everybody's well now and after now. So, yeah.
Exactly. Well, thank you guys. We hope you have a wonderful night. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes. Thank you,
Until next time.
Yes, you guys have a good night. And if you guys want any more info, please feel free. Check out Blax Friday. Not only are they on Facebook, they are also on Instagram. You can go to blaxfriday.com. If you are a Black business owner and you want to see how you can get on Blax Friday, head to the website right now. And again, thank you to Cruz, KP, and Akil. You guys were amazing. And it was awesome having you on the show, talking shop, talking about everything that's going on, and really just coming together as a community, because that's what it's all about.
Yes, it really is what it's about. And, you know, I love the whole thing. And I love that Francine is reminding us to stay clean. Thank you, Francine.
Thank you,
I was being a little dirty. Thank you.
Well, it's about that time that we wind down, and it's Wednesday. Wind down Wednesday.
You know, I was thinking, so is the rule, we talked about this officially, is the rule that once we're officially in wind down segment, that we can drink whenever we want? Yeah, that's how it is. Okay, good, because that's what I've been doing, and I didn't know if I was breaking rules. Wait, I can't hear you. Are you mute? Girl, I think she's muted. I can't hear you.
I said, if I want to drink while I'm talking to you, I'm going to do that. There are no rules inside of the frame. Yeah.
You can't tell what I'm doing.
I'm telling you, we're waiting, sponsors. We're waiting for you to sponsor our wine hat.
Yeah.
That we can literally just have straws directly to our mouth. And when we hear clean,
then we're ready to go. Ret.
Exactly. Francine on Facebook knows. Rules? We don't have rules. No, Crystal Stark.
What
no such
are
thing.
Rules?
I do what I want.
Know. Exactly. Oh my goodness. Well, wow. Here we are. Another week.
Episode 18. It was a great show. Officially.
Was it 18? I thought this was 17.
No, this is episode 18. Don't get me confused again. Like,
oh my gosh,
I was so confused.
Are you sure? Is it really 18? Oh, it says it on the top. I put 17 on Facebook. I need to fix it.
Because she's drinking during wine downtime, everybody.
That's what happens. I never, if the number's messed up, no, it's me. Usually any of the mess ups come from me.
You're such a liar.
So now we know. The secret is out. So you're gonna take a trip to a wedding? Is that what's happening?
So my sister is getting married in May, and she was actually supposed to get married sooner, but stupid Rona kind of got in the way of that. So she's now pushing her wedding to May of this year. And I got my dress, I got everything ready. And then the bachelorette party invitation showed up. And my sisters party. My sisters love to have fun. Like, that's one thing about my little sisters. like when the three of us get together, it's kind of a tornado. Like,
wow.
Oh yeah, it's exactly, Francine. It's a party in Colorado. So their bachelorette party, I'm looking at it like, oh gosh, are you guys gonna invite little people and I'm gonna have wangs in my face? Like, but no, they're not. they're doing.
It took me a while
I was so scared.
Sentence. I was like, what? Oh, and then when it finally landed, you could see it. I want to look back. I want to replay that and see the realization come over my face of what you were actually saying.
Oh, look at, you're even invited. Krystal can come too.
I'll be right there.
And see, Tess knows. Tess on Facebook. It's always clean fun with the ginger. No, but my little sisters, I mean, obviously they learned from the best, so they know how to party. But so I get this invitation, and my daughter, my oldest, my 12-year-old, who's in the wedding. Okay. She's actually a junior bridesmaid. I love it, Marie. Shout out to Marie and the radio fam.
Yay.
My daughter picks it up and she goes, "You're taking me, right?" And I'm like, oh gosh. And then I try to remember when I went to my first bachelorette party, I want to say I was in like 7th or 8th grade, and that's what she's in. She's in 7th grade. So I talked to my husband about it. Then I talked to my sisters about it. I'm like, hey, are you guys cool with Bella coming? I would love for her to come, because like what this pandemic, and we've talked about this before on the show, this pandemic for me has shown me how much I want to spend more time with my kids, with my family, with my husband. It hasn't made me stir crazy like a lot of other people. In fact, it's the opposite. It's made me say, life is precious. Life is short. Time is of the essence. Let's spend time now. So anyways, I asked my sisters and they're like, yeah, she can come. Like, of course.
What are you going to do? Is it like an at-home bachelorette, or are you going places?
So we are actually going to be in Steamboat, Colorado, and we're going to do like a spa day, get our nails done, relax, and then, see, Grandma's got you. Fran's got it covered. But then they're going to have a little fun at night. And I said, well, depending on where you guys go, maybe me and Bella will go to that for a little bit and then go home, depending on where it is. Obviously, if it's 21 and up, we can't. Yeah. But to bring my daughter along, and she's getting to that age where I know she's 12 and she's still young, but she's very mature. And so she's like, I want to see what everything's about. And I'm like, are you sure?
Do you
sure
family?
That?
Have you seen our family?
You promise you're not going to film? Like, you can come if you're not going to film.
Oh, yeah. She needs that young. Filming. No evidence.
Yep. No TikToks. No IG reels. None of that.
Because the kids these days are used to everything being on blast, and we're not used to that.
Do you remember the first bachelorette party you went to, though? I want to ask this because when I was thinking about mine, I was in middle school, and they did have a stripper. And I remember being like 14, being so grossed out. I remember watching it like, oh, and then when he tried to come to me, I was like, I'm underage.
I'm sure I was in college. I remember decking out. I had this like white Ford Explorer, and I got all this tulle because it was my friend's bachelorette that I was throwing for her. And I made like a veil out of the back of my Ford Explorer, like the hatch. And so going the road, it looked like a bridal veil, and it was like a cape. And I decked the inside with lights and like made it all like as much like a limousine as I could inside, and like took us all around to different places. And that's what I remember was, I think my first.
I think the one thing you've pointed out is that you were at least over the age of 18, which is respectable. I was only 14 and I witnessed that. And I can't imagine.
Dramatic.
I can't imagine my 12-year-old witnessing what I witnessed at my first bat. I feel like she would probably have been like, this is disgusting, I'm leaving. And she would have literally I'm out of here.
No, thank you.
But part of me would have to go back out there and follow her and be like, listen, honey, that's what bachelorette parties are. Okay. They're disgusting. They are filthy.
Listen, honey, go ahead and go to this room over here, and I'll be over there in 30 minutes. Thanks. Love you.
Give me that penis necklace, though. I need that. Hold on.
Yeah. Don't wear that anywhere.
because we're not really going crazy and we're not doing anything risque, my husband's like, fine, she can go with you. I don't mind. But obviously, I'm sure if it was something more intense or required less clothing, it would be a no.
Yeah.
But I'm not even about that anyways anymore. I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch that. I know there's probably women watching right now like, Krystal, shut up and make room for us. Move from the front row.
Everybody has their own thing. I mean, they have this thing, so they call it like porn for women, and what it is like your man cleaning the house or doing laundry. Like for some women like me, that is what kind of gets us going. Or like
that is husband porn.
Yes, it's so true. It's like, wow, you did the dishes?
If any man is in earshot of what we're saying right now and you're trying to act like you're not paying attention because maybe your wife is watching this, listen to what we're saying right now.
Listen to the words coming out of our mouth.
Super sexy when we see you doing dishes, laundry, tending to the kids. Like my husband made dinner and I was like, if you do that more often, mister, we might have another baby in 9 months, sir.
Guys need to listen. We're just trying to help them out. We're
anything, any cleaning, any type of housework, and yes, that means even what you usually do, the trimming the bushes.
Did you say cleaning?
Oh,
how many times did you say cleaning?
I don't know. Let's catch up. Maybe we should finish.
Did you say trimming the bushes?
Not those bushes.
I never
but
know
that
with
is
you.
Kind of husband porn. I'm just saying. No. I am lucky, and I know you are too. I have a husband that contributes to around the house. My husband does the dishes. My husband folds the laundry. My husband cleans. Yes, Marie, she gets it. Trimming those bushes. My husband is one of those husbands that does things around the house. And it's funny because he'll see me like, he's like, why you keep staring at me? I'm like,
it's hot.
Just keep going.
Because it's hot. That's why.
Oh, you missed a spot right there. Oh, you're wearing gray sweats too? Oh, wait, hang on. Move a little faster.
Those ones that are really loose. Yeah. I mean, which doesn't take much to make us happy. It really, really
does. They think it does, Krystal. They think it does. They think women are so complicated and that we're so difficult. But in reality, it's just make us so we're not your mother. Okay? Yeah. We don't want to clean up after you.
Make our lives easier. And then your life will be easier. It goes both ways. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Let that be our tip, our bit of advice. And honestly, if there's any women who are watching and you want to put in the comments your husband porn, what did your husband do that just sets you off?
Ooh, I would love
put it in the comments so we can discuss, because I love hearing. Go ahead. What?
I like it. Like Bill would always say, the good toilet paper. And then the pandemic happened. I didn't appreciate this until there's like no. So the only stuff he could find was like real rough stuff. Because I was like, whatever. Like he's like, I have to go to Costco and get the specific toilet paper. Whatever. And so then we used the rough stuff for months. And then finally he's, babe, I found the good paper. And he like took out the 1-ply paper that we've been using and put in the new stuff immediately. And I was like, wow.
Did you hear this?
I did. I was like, you really do love me. You care so much. So I was like, okay, yeah, now I get it. Thank you for caring about my back end, because I wasn't, and I paid for it dearly.
I don't want to single people out though. So even if you don't have a man, okay, and you're thinking, I don't have husband porn, I don't have anything, that's fine. That is all good and well, because that means you don't have anyone in your house messing up the crap that you would have to go fix.
That's true.
So I'm sorry, fellas, please don't take that as a knock at you. I mean, it kind of is, but It's because I care about you and I want you to do better for your wife. That's genuinely what I want inside.
But I have to admit that sometimes I'm the culprit. I'm the one who messes up the house. I know. But at least I'm honest. But I go through phases. It's like, like if I'm really stressed out, like everything will get messy. And then when my life gets back together, then I'm like, oh, everything has a place. Why aren't you putting things in their place? And they're like, because you just didn't last week, you know? So I kind of go on this type of a thing. But when I'm in a clean phase, it's really nice when other people are clean as well.
I will never admit that I am the reason my husband has to clean up. I will never admit that.
Oh,
no.
Hey.
It's the tornado running through the house, even though it 100% is me. I mean, I said that out loud. My husband always laughs at me because the first time him and I started dating, my house was clean, right? My house was great. Yeah. And then you go into my closet and it was like a tsunami had just hit, because every single lady watching can relate. And I know you can. When you're trying on a new outfit, you have on 4 different outfits. You don't hang them back up. You don't fold your jeans.
Nothing to wear.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and my husband does not let me live that down. He's like, I remember the first time I saw your closet, your whole house was so nice. And then I saw your closet and I was like, well, who's coming in my closet?
Yeah.
I mean, right? Like everything else was good. Everything else was clean.
One thing, like in the kitchen, you have the junk drawer, right?
I said clean.
We need one space to be a little messy. We can't be perfect everywhere. Okay.
And it's going to be my closet. It's either going to be my closet or it's going to be where I put my makeup. Because no matter what I do, I am not that person who puts their makeup on and then immediately puts it away. Shout out to anybody that is. Yes, you deserve a round of applause and a high five. But that's not me. I literally finish my makeup and I'm like,
a makeup mirror, like do you have the seat and you can like sit in front of it and do your makeup?
How our restroom is set up, my husband has his own sink and I have my own sink. And my own sink has the ability to do what you're saying, sit down and put my makeup on. Mm-hmm. But I was like, there's no way. I also found out, kind of not off topic, my youngest has been sneaking into my damn makeup and putting it on. Exactly. Like the other day, I was like, do you have mascara on? And she's like, no.
So what if I do?
Maybe. And so that's another thing I'm having to like hide my stuff because my and little kids, when they get their hands on makeup, they're not delicate with it.
No.
Like, I have like finger indentations in my eyeshadow. I'm just like,
this is when I'm glad I have boys. They would come into the bathroom when I'd be doing my makeup. Now they don't. They don't care anything what I'm doing. But they used to come in when they're little, and I'd be like, "Ooh, would you like some?" And they'd be like, "Yes." And I put blush on them, and they'd be, And I give them a brush, and they wanted to try to do their makeup too. And now it's like they couldn't care less about makeup. And I'm grateful hearing these stories about the fingerprints in your eyeshadow. That's awful.
So my mom on Facebook, Krystal Blue Eyeshadow. So you're going to laugh at this. I remember always watching my mom get ready. I remember watching her do her makeup and just kind of, because I had 2 older brothers. I mean, they were hitting me with baseball bats and throwing pitches at me. Like, I'm running inside now. So I remember watching my mom do her makeup, and she's going to kill me. But every single day, because my mom was a single mom, she left to work before we left to school. She'd leave to work and me and my brothers would walk to school. I would go in her room and I would put her makeup on. And I remember I used to do the like water line, the inside right here. I would line it and my brothers would be like, "You look like stupid." Right? They'd make fun of me. My teachers were like, "Oh, you're Krystal Pino's mom? Yeah, we can see her coming across the playground with her bright blue eyeshadow." My mom had no idea. And so they ratted me out. And my mom's like, "Oh, you've been wearing my blue eyeshadow." I'm like, "Because it looks nice on my hazel eyes."
Behind these hazel eyes.
So now I know where my youngest gets it. Like, I remember
comes right
watching my
honest.
mom put her makeup on. Yes. And then wanting to be like, ooh, I want to try that. And of course, she's not going to let
It
me while
looks
she's
fun.
there. Yes.
And it looks easy. And then you try to do it and you're like, everything's over here. Like, why? Why is
if
it
my
easy
girls
for
are
me?
watching, I want them to come downstairs because they put full faces of makeup on today. Because I didn't even tell you this, Krystal. They are now doing their own version of Candidly Krystal, and they are filming the show before we film ours. And they have full faces of makeup on today. This is all while I'm getting ready. So this is not like I approved it and I was like, yeah, use pink. No, they come in as I'm curling my hair with full faces of makeup on, fancy dresses on, and I can hear them.
Fancy dresses.
So I know they're coming. I'll let
And then
you
what do they
see.
talk about? What is their topics?
This is funny too. I should have taken a picture. I come
You should.
downstairs. They have shot glasses lined up with red Kool-Aid inside the glasses because they're going to have a wind down word too. Who's here? Come here. Come in. Okay, so Skylar is the one who's going to host the show. See, she has makeup on.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Your eyes look great. Did you do that yourself?
Did you do it yourself? Who did your makeup? Go right here.
I did my eyeshadow, and then I just put my lip gloss on that I had from my makeup kit, and my sister Bella did my eyeliner.
So you were the one that said you wanted to do the show. What are you going to do on your own show if you get to?
If I get to, we'll probably see our own guests that we'll have, like my sister and probably my mom. She's thinking about it. And if we have those guests, we will probably they'll probably talk about stuff, and we just did our a half of our show today. We were doing it, that's why we had makeup on, and we were all just up. We were really ready to do it, and my sister Penelope, she just did dance and singing, so we're actually taking it like it's a show, and we do it on Zoom meetings.
Wow.
That is impressive.
Put together.
I need to watch this show.
I know. Oh, look at your Nina. Nina said, hi, Skylar.
Hi.
She asked me today when I was getting ready, Mom, will you be a guest on our show? I'm like, pencil me and I'll figure it out.
Yes. We'll make it happen. Talk to my people. Have your people talk to my people.
So yes, I've been meaning to tell you that because I come down today and there's shot glasses lined up and I'm like,
oh my gosh.
Thank goodness my husband wasn't home because he'd be like, who's taking shots? What is are you encouraging our kids to drink? No. Kool-Aid. It's Kool-Aid.
Yep. They thought of it on their own.
So yeah, so that's been my life the past 24 hours with my kids wanting to create their own show. We're inspiring someone, maybe not who we think we are inspiring, Krystal, but we are inspiring someone very clean.
You never know who's watching. That's for sure.
Oh man, well, what a great show. We want to thank Blax Friday for coming on, Akil, KP, and Cruz. Thank you for joining us tonight and talking about not only Blax Friday, but also the businesses that you are running behind the scenes. And and of course, we're going to be welcoming KP back onto the show to talk about a meal sharing app that he has here in Arizona. So we'll have them back on the show, but we'll be back next Wednesday. New night. Who dis?
It's just us. Y'all know us. But we can't wait to see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. We'll see you right here on Candidly Krystal. Thank you for watching.